So these headlights were sent to me for the purpose of this review, but these opinions are going to be on my own. Over on that side of the truck, I have factory Ford FX2 headlights on the truck, and I think they look pretty good. They're hard for you to see right now, so I'm going to show them to you better in just a minute. On this side, I have the GXENOGO or XNOGO, I'm not sure how you say it, but anyway, I have their projector LED headlights. They have running lights, blinkers, and they even have a light over here on the side that illuminates off to the corner of the truck when you're going to turn, when you turn the blinker on. Pretty neat feature. So let's take a closer look. I'm going to walk you through the installation process and tell you everything that you need to know about them. So this is the factory FX2 or FX4. These even came, they were a little bit different on the Harley, but this is your standard halogen headlight with the blinker and everything for these trucks. This is the one that they sent to me for review. And I'm going to tell you what, man, with my truck, with the black wheels and tint and everything, these really, really look nice. They've got the driving light that also turns into the blinker when you turn the blinkers on. I'm going to show you that. And just the fit and finish is actually really, really nice. They're about the closest thing that I have seen to what I would consider a factory looking projector headlight on the market for these trucks. All right, so when you turn the blinker on, the main headlight stays on. It doesn't turn off, but it doesn't show the driving light. So that's quite nice. Over here on the side is this little light, and this thing is ridiculously bright. You can see it reflecting off of my wife's car over here. These are really super nice. Let's get into the install. All right, so once you open the hood, disconnected the positive battery terminal like you should anytime you're working on a vehicle, there's going to be a bolt right over here, and there's going to be a little clip right here on this air deflection panel, and behind this panel there are two more bolts. All you need to get those out is a 10mm socket. I know they're hard to find, but I'm sure you'll find one in your shop somewhere. So let's get that done. Your little clip right here may not use a Phillips screwdriver like mine does, and apparently mine is stripped. So you might just have to get in here and pop this little clip out any way you can. Once you have this little clip popped out of the way, you can take this panel and just kind of move it back out of your way like this so that you can get access to the bolt that's here and the bolt that's right down here. Now we're going to take these three bolts out with the 10mm socket and move on to the next step. All right, so there are two clips holding the headlight in. One is here, and you can just lift it up like that and the headlight will come forward. There's another clip right back here in the back corner that's clipped into a socket, and you have to get your fingers back here and be very careful and pull the headlight forward. On the back of the headlight, you'll notice there are three wires with plugs. Your blinker's here, your high beam, low beam here, and your driving light is over here. You're going to reuse some of these plugs with the installation of the new headlights, so make sure that you just go ahead and pop those out. They're a simple twist and turn to remove, just like that. The middle one is a little bit harder, but it will twist and come out just like so. And this one over here is a push and pull pin, and it's a little bit of a fiddly thing to get out. You can twist this one as well, pop it out like so, and then take the old headlight housing away. All right, so we've got our three lights out right here. Now on the headlight, you're not going to reuse this housing. It's built into the bulb and all that. So you're going to push this, pull that headlight bulb out in its entirety. Now on these other two, your blinker and your running light, all you're going to do is remove the bulb. Leave the plug in its place. It can be a little bit finicky, but if you wiggle it, you'll get the bulb out just like that. This one, same way. Be careful, wiggle it, and this bulb will come out just like that. Now we're ready to install the new headlight. On the back of the new headlight, you'll notice this wiring harness with these three plugs, and they're pretty self-explanatory. This literally only goes one way, and you can't mess it up. So one of them is a plug that's going to fit right down into the plug that's available, just like so. And the other two are going to fit where the bulbs came from. Now this one over here is very short, and you can get these backwards. So if you plug this up and the blinker or the running light doesn't work correctly, unplug it, flip this over, and plug it back in. There's no really way to know if you're going to have it right. You just have to test it. So you'll plug these in. We'll set this light into place without permanently fixing it in place, and we'll test the headlights before moving on. Okay, so the headlight is in place. I have the blinker going here. The main headlight is working. The little side light is working, and the reflector is working as well. So with all that working, we know that it's hooked up correctly, and I don't have to change any of those plugs. During this step of the process, I leave this plastic on the front of the headlight because you're kind of going to be holding the headlight here like this, and you're going to be, weatherproofing these connections. Some of these don't really clip in that tight. They've included some wire loom tape strip just like this. This stuff works very good and I'm going to use it, but I always just use electrical tape and hold everything together with that just to be sure. So let me go ahead and do that. All right, so when you're finished with that part of the process, you can go ahead and get the light installed back into the truck. They already include the metal clip that goes into the frame back here, and everything is literally just ready to bolt back in. So let's get that clip lined back up down there. Have to make sure you get everything out of the way. Once that clip is lined up in the hole where it goes, give it a little wiggle and push. There we go. So I had to fight with that clip for a little bit, but I got it into place just to make sure that you are able to put the bolt back in. Put those bolts back in, tighten them down with the 10mm, and we'll move on. Once we have the bolts all tightened up, move this little deflection panel, whatever you want to call this, back into place. You might have to wiggle it around quite a bit to get it into where it needs to go. It goes up under this radiator cover panel, and then take that plastic clip from earlier and just pop it right back down into place, just like that. The last thing to do is pull this satisfying plastic off of the headlight, step back, and admire your handiwork. Oh yeah, don't forget to reconnect the battery. So I would classify this as an easy modification. Anybody who's getting into custom cars or changing out their own parts is going to be able to do this with hand tools and just a few hours on a weekend day. So let's check it out. We got the driving lights. Blinkers look like so. Other side. There we go. They come back on just like that. Fog lights, headlights, high beams and the fogs go off. And on the blinker side, we got that little light that comes on right on the edge. So that's pretty cool too. So all in all, I really do think that these are built very well. I love the fact that they come already just plug and play. There's no crazy wiring that has to be done. The fit and finish of them is very much reminiscent of the factory headlights. And this is what they look like at night versus the original headlights that were on the truck. That is a stark difference. Now you might have to adjust these, and we're not going to go over that in this video. That's a pretty easy thing to figure out how to do. But once you've got them adjusted correctly, these are going to look really nice on your truck. I like them.